Hi everyone. So today we are making a video about the recipe of biryani. Actually, this is a special request from one of our Philippines friend, Kabayan. I got to know recently that in the Philippines, the Pakistani biryani is getting very popular. So I thought that we will give you a easy recipe how to make authentic Pakistani biryani at your home. So today's video is about this recipe. So let's start. All right, guys. So this is the basic setup of ingredients. Let me run through each and every one of them so that you can note down. So this is three medium-sized onion, finely sliced, around 300 gram. Then this is the chicken meat with bone. So you can use the full chicken and cut it into 12 to 14 pieces based on your cut size. And this is around 1 kg of chicken meat, basically along with the bones. You can also use the same amount of beef or mutton, so it can work with all. We are making today with chicken. Then we have the tomatoes, 3 to 4 medium-sized tomatoes, finely cut or diced, around 300 gram. So the number of tomatoes depends on your taste profile. If you want the biryani to be very juicy, you can add 4 tomatoes. If you want the biryani to have less masala, you can have 3 tomatoes. So basically that's the thing. Then here we have the potatoes. So personally I don't like potatoes in the biryani, but my family likes it, so this is they are there. So two medium-sized potatoes cut into quarter. They are already peeled, as you can see, no skin on them, and they are dipped in water to keep them safe. 250 gram approximate weight for this one. Then we have the ginger garlic paste. We are not endorsing any brands, but this is the one which we have in our home. So ginger garlic paste, 2 tablespoon. Then we have yogurt, 1 cup of yogurt, to around 200 gram. It should be whipped. All right. So then we have the oil. Again, not endorsing any brands, but around 175 ml or 200 ml of oil. Then the most important component of all is this one, Bombay Biryani Special Masala from Shan. Again, this is I'm not endorsing Shan brand, but this is one of the best biryani masala you can get anywhere in the world. Now, if you do not have this one, if you are not having Shan biryani masala in your country, so I will give you the recipe of the ingredients which you have to use in the same amount of rice and meat on the right side, so you can have a look at it. I'll pause the video here and you can have a look at that components weight by weight. It's there on the right in the screen. Okay, so the rice is another biggest component of the biryani because it's a rice dish, as you know, biryani. So in my home, we use sela rice. These are the most common rice which are used in all the catering companies or all the restaurants across Pakistan for making biryani, because they are the most stable and most tastiest rice for biryani. In our home we use the same. They have to be soaked in water for 4 hours. Another option is basmati rice, which is another common rice, but they will not give you the same taste, but they have to be soaked only for 20 to 25 minutes. So yeah, so these are the sela rice. One more quick thing, these are some additional components which will be used in the layering of biryani. So biryani is made in Pakistan by layering different components that we will show you in the technique. So this is coriander and mint, handful of both, chopped in bigger size. Okay. Then a small tomato and two chilies, green chilies. Okay. Right. So one very important thing. So this is, of course, I told you guys, this is the meat. If you want to cut the meat furthermore, or you got it from the butcher and you are not happy with the cut, or you need to remove fat, please use proper cutting board. As you can see, this is the red cutting board which we use for meat. Red is not actually necessary. Any color cutting board you can use, but it has to be designated for meat in your home as well. and that's why in our home this red color is there. And for the vegetables we have this one, the bluish green color. This is what we use for vegetables. So yeah, please keep this segregation to making sure that there is no cross contamination between meat and vegetables. And if you do not have multiple types of or multiple colors of cutting boards, then you need to wash them in the middle. Let's suppose first you cut the meat on it, then you have to wash it thoroughly and then use it for wash cutting the vegetables. But I'll suggest that get at least two cutting boards. That will be more safer. All right, guys. So we have already put the oil in the pot. This is a non-stick pot. One very important thing with the non-stick pot, you have to use this kind of a spoon which is having the Teflon on the side, or on the spoon basically. Do not use the metal one like this. This should not be used because this will scratch the Teflon. Okay, that's very very important. So that's again a food safety tip for you. So we have added the oil, and now we are going to start the frying process. So after the oil, we have added the onion in it, and we will allow it to fry for some time. I'll show you that what should be the color of the onion after frying. So this is medium to high flame where the oil is bubbling and frying the onion, and gradually the color is getting browner. Yeah, so you have to continuously stir the onion, not continuously, but you can say off and on. You have to stir the onion, otherwise, from in one side it will become more darker than the other. So please keep stirring it. All right, guys. So this is the correct color for the onion, light brown. Okay. Yeah. So this is the ginger garlic paste. Okay. So we add that into the. You cannot feel the smell here, but I can, and I'm already getting hungry. So leave the ginger garlic paste for a few minutes just to reduce their rawness. Then we add the chicken. So now we are adding the chicken. We will add it there and cook it until the color of the chicken becomes white. So this needs to be done on a high flame, and to change the color of the chicken from red to white. So the chicken has to be stirred continuously. Okay, this is kind of a stir fry technique to remove the redness of the chicken and to make it cooked initially, and further cooking will continue along with the whole masala, but this is stir fry we have to do. Okay, so this is also to remove the any smell of the chicken, which is the raw smell of the chicken, and very make sure that all the sides of the meat are changing the color. Okay, you can see here that my wife is flipping the cubes to make sure that all the items are yellowish in color and changing the color basically. So it's a stir fry. Continuously rotate the spoon as much as possible. Okay, so this is how the color of the chicken will be. You can see there is no redness. This is only the onions color inside on the chicken. So all the blood is already cooked from the top. So this is the correct color, as you can see here. Okay. Right, so now we will close the flame and we'll take out the chicken. So this removing of chicken is basically a pro tip, because if you do not remove the chicken and put everything together along with the chicken, the meat of the chicken will break very easily because of the hardness of the potatoes. So that's why in my home, my wife removes the chicken. If you see normal packet recipe, it will not tell you that. Okay, so that's one thing. One more thing is that if you are using mutton or beef, you don't need to follow this step, as I said, of removing the chicken or anything, because mutton and beef are much more stronger meat and they don't break that easily. So now we'll put the tomato. This is the start of the process for making the masala, or we generally call it as biryani korma. Okay, so but in simple words, it's like a masala for the biryani. This is the start of the process. This is the Shan biryani masala. Okay, this is how it looks inside. It has everything as I showed you the recipe before. So this is a combined component for each and everything. If you don't have this, as I said, go back in the video and you can look at the recipe of individual items also. Okay, so we'll put this one in this spot. So I'm just putting it. No other help has been done from my side in the making of this biryani. Complete effort of my wife. This is dried plums. This will make the biryani little sour, tangy. Okay, so everything is there in this masala. So mix it together with the tomato and let it cook until the tomatoes become soft. So you can see this is how the color is. The tomatoes are getting softer gradually, and this is the plum which I was talking about. So dried plum, yeah. Let it simmer to make the tomatoes softer. Right. So the indication when to put the next component or when it is there is that the oil is getting separated from the actual tomatoes. Okay. Now you will put the yogurt. All right. So yogurt is down. Okay, and we mix it together. As I said before, you cannot smell the amazing aroma which is coming in my house right now. But with the looks of it, I hope you can understand how tasty is this looking already. So now we'll cover this to allow the tomatoes to become much more softer, and then we will add the next components. It will take maybe 5 to 7 minutes. So now you can see that tomatoes are very soft now. So you will add the potatoes in it. Another pro tip: if you add potatoes before making the tomatoes soft, what will happen that the sourness of the tomatoes will not allow the potatoes to become soft, and they will remain hard. So which is not a good taste for the biryani. So this is how why the steps are being followed in such a way. Again, this tip is not there on the packet. In the packet you will see everything is to be added together, which we don't recommend. Of course you can follow the recipe of the packet as well, but these are the additional pro tips for you. Yeah, so we don't need to add too much water in it, but little bit, so that the potatoes are dipped in the masala and the water, and when the potatoes are quarter done, then we will add chicken in this one. So we will cover it now for allowing the potatoes to cook in the steam and the liquid. This takes normally 7 to 8 minutes, but it also depends on the potatoes which you are having in your country. Just check it off and on, and when the potatoes become half done, then you can add the chicken in it. Further cooking of the potatoes will happen along with the chicken. So this is how you check the potatoes. So knife will go slightly inside. Okay. So but not that easily. So this is how the potatoes are now almost ready. Now we will add the chicken which we removed. So now we let it steam and cook inside the pot for almost 10 minutes. Yeah. Okay, so now it's been 10 minutes. Now let's check the meat and the potatoes. The potatoes should not be so soft that they will crumble, because they will cook again furthermore with the rice. So we'll check the cook level basically. So now the knife should go a little bit more deeper than before. Yeah, you can see. So this is basically how do you check the cook level. So one more thing to check, that the meat is coming off the bone very easily, and near the bone it's becoming almost black. So this means that the meat is cooked from inside thoroughly. And please remember, chicken should be cooked thoroughly to the core temperature of 75 degrees Celsius. So make sure that that's done. For this one you don't need a thermometer. As I said, in the center it's cooked thoroughly, you can see that the redness of the meat near the bone has gone black now. So it's properly cooked. So now we will keep continue cooking with the lid removed, so that this extra water which we have here should dry off. Okay, so the because the consistency should be semi gravy, not like this totally liquid. Okay, so we'll dry it off in full flame, let the water go off, and then we'll do the next step. Right guys, two more component. So this is food coloring. Okay, saffron yellow color. This is also one thing which is important for giving proper color in the biryani. Again, it's not 100% mandatory. If you find it in your area, that's good, and we'll tell you the process how to use it. And the other thing is this kevra essence. This is for giving very good smell to the biryani. Again, a good to have. If you don't have it, then it's not mandatory with regards to taste or anything, but it will give good smell. So this is how you make the kevra essence and food coloring together. So you take 1.5 tablespoon of water, and in that one you add 1 teaspoon of the kevra. And please be careful with this. This is very strong smell. So only 1 teaspoon of the kevra, mix it together, and then you add the 1 teaspoon of the food coloring, and this is how the color will look like. So this is the water in a bigger pot, 3 liters of water. In this one, the rice which are soaking will get cooked and will get layered. So in this one, we have added white vinegar, 2 teaspoon, and 1 teaspoon of oil, and salt was 3 tablespoon or as per your taste. So in this one, we will add some spices or some herbs for the smell of the rice. So 2 bay leaves, okay, 3 green cardamom, the big ones, okay, 4 cloves, 1 star anise. Okay, so all of this goes in the water. This pot will go for boiling along with all of these ingredients. Okay guys, so look at this now. This is the correct consistency of the masala. Okay, so oil is separated now from the tomato and everything. All the masala and oil is separated. This is the correct consistency. No water inside this one. Now this one will be used for the rice. Yeah. So parallelly, as the masala was cooking, so we have put the water along with those herbs and spices on the pot with the salt to get boiled. So once this water is boiling, then we will add the rice into this one. Okay guys, so the water is boiling now. Okay, so we'll add the rice into this one. The rice has been drained. Okay, they were dipping in the water, they have been drained, so they are adding the rice now. So guys, it's very important to rotate the spoon inside, but very slowly, otherwise the rice will break. Okay, from the side to the center, slowly to mix the rice one time, and then that's it. Then you leave it in the on the stove. So yeah, we will let the rice boil until they are 3/4 done. Okay, so 75% done. So it means that the rice grain should not be really soft. It should be little bit hard still. 75% done, because the remaining cooking will happen when we dum the biryani. Okay, so that is the next step which we'll tell you afterwards. So let it cook now. So right guys, so these are the rice now. So this is how you can check them. So you can see that they are breaking, but not too much. Okay, so you have to do this a little forcefully. So this means that the rice are ready for the next stage. Okay, so this is how you strain the rice. So in the meantime, when the rice are getting drained, you will put any flat pan like this on the flame at high flame to make it hot. This will be used for doing the dum of the biryani. If you put the biryani rice directly on the flame, what will happen is that they will become crispy from the bottom, and they will get literally burned. So this is to insulate the container properly. Okay, so please remember that. This is how the layering of the biryani is done. First, quarter cup water just to create steam. That masala which we made, little bit of that. Okay, so around 25% you can say of the masala on the bottom. Then you start adding the rice. Remember, this is being done in the big container, huh? And little bit of the coriander mint mix. And again some of the masala. So this is what we call about the layering. Okay, so you have seen now that how the layering has been done. So multiple times you are putting in the little bit masala, then the rice to cover it. So now balancing everything in the pot. Now the remaining coriander and mint chopped, then the chilies like vertically, and then the tomatoes flat on the rice, and last ingredient is the kevda and the food color mix which we made earlier. So you put that on multiple places to give it the color to the rice and the smell. As I said, if you don't have this, it's not mandatory. So this is how the look will come for your rice getting ready for the dum. So for the lid, the tip is that this is the lid. Okay, you have to cover it with any clean cotton cloth which you have in your home, like this. Okay, and then close it. This will result into proper steaming of the rice inside, otherwise the steam will not generate properly. And also, if you have a hole in the lid, cover it like this with the aluminum foil. So now we have kept the biryani container along with all the layers and everything on the flat pan, as you can see. And now this is getting steamed. We call this in Urdu as dum. So this process takes around 20 to 18 minutes. Okay, so for 8 minutes you have to leave this on full flame to let the steam generate inside. And after 8 minutes, you will, for 10 minutes you will leave it for medium or low flame, and then the biryani is ready. So we'll show you after 18 to 20 minutes how it looks like from inside. So biryani is served along with this raita. This is yogurt kind of combination of some spices. So salt, grinded pepper. You can also add some crushed chilies in this, and also roasted grinded cumin. So this will make the raita. Now these are all up to your level of flavor. So mix and then taste. So this will enhance the flavor of the biryani. So guys, the rice is done. The time is up. The steam is coming off. You can see. Okay. So this is how it will look like when the dum is finished. Okay. The steaming of the rice is done. Okay. So you now we have to mix them very carefully from the side towards the center. Don't use or don't use too much force, otherwise the rice will break. So you can now transfer the pot onto a flat top, and then mix it very carefully without breaking the rice. Okay, now you can see the color from the masala, from this food coloring, and it looks really appetizing. So now we'll dish out. This is how the biryani looks like after dishing out, and now we will have a taste and give you an opinion. So guys, so let's quickly try. So this is the biryani, and let me just eat it and then I'll give you the opinion. So since my wife is the one making the video, I cannot say it's bad. So you guys need to give me the honest opinion. But yes, truly it's amazing. Authentic Pakistani biryani. It's a household favorite for all of us. So try the recipe and give us your honest opinion. And if you have any challenges in the recipe and anything, let us know. We'll figure it out and give you the answer. So that's it for today's video. Like the content, share it to your friends and family. Support the channel by becoming a super fan. See you in the next one.